Hello, hello, Aries. Are you ready for July 2018? That's what we are going to do a reading on today. As you may have noticed, our layout is slightly different than normal. That is because we have an abundance of information this month. I simply couldn't fit it all in on one screen, so we are going to do this in sections. We're going to start out with the affirmations deck. Per the norm, this is our overall guidance for the month. We have letting go and worthiness. Letting go. With Chiron swinging through Aries and essentially having 6 planets soon to be retrograde, this is an interesting card to get. I mean, Aries are normally up for a pretty damn good challenge. However, when you have the universe pulling you into the past and then throwing a card at you that says, toss out the past, you might think, what the fuck? Well, we're gonna figure this out together, Aries. We know the importance of leaving behind our burdens, our experiences that have served their purpose, in order to make room for new. I've used the analogy of cleaning out your closet before you can go shopping, cleaning out the fridge before you can go grocery shopping. Whatever you want to use as your analogy, the fact remains we need to go back. We need to process, evaluate, inspect whatever it is that we might still be carrying in our backpack, and then let it go. If you are a woman, you know that every once in a while when you finally get around to cleaning out your purse, you have inadvertently obtained so much shit in the bottom of your purse that you clearly do not need, nor is it of any use because the gum is outside the wrapper, the tampon is outside the wrapper, and the pen exploded in the bottom of your purse so it no longer writes. Before the pen explodes and creates any more of a mess, we're going to go ahead and clean out our purses. We have another concept to this card, and that is to choose where you use your energy or your fire. Are you going to use it to manifest, or are you going to use it on the past? All of this old stuff that no longer serves you. Are you going to go for round 11, 12, 13? Chances are you've probably been going round and round. Still not working, because you still need to get rid of it. The other card we have is worthiness. One of the lines on this card is, I am worthy of ultimate happiness. Another is, I deserve and accept it, and damn it, I'm not going to feel guilty about it when I get it. That's right, Aries. Happiness, abundance, success, true love, the real soul level connection love. It's all headed towards you. But it's not going to have a parking spot if we don't get rid of some of the other broke down cars that are sitting in our parking lot. Use these eclipses that are coming up this month to clear out any thoughts or mental imprisonment that you don't deserve, that you no longer have any purpose for. There's huge stuff going on in astrology this month that we're going to talk about, and we're going to use that knowledge to our benefit. How are we going to convince ourselves to let go because we deserve to be happy? Well, we are going to use our spirit animal for that, and that is the horse. So the horse. The horse carries quite a bit of weight around on its back, right? Do we ever really ask the horse if it wants to carry around that weight, or if it's sick of carrying around that weight? What happens? It just keeps going, carrying you around. And then when it's had enough, it dumps your ass off, right? And then it's like, oh, jeez, that horse, so temperamental. Well, no. It just got sick of carrying around all of this bullshit and was like, all right, I've had enough. I'm at my limit. So we're going to take the reins to our life. We're going to quit giving away our power, and we're going to take the lead. Find your path, Aries. Follow it. There is no time like the present to decide when you've carried the weight of others in the direction that they've been leading you for long enough. We are going to find our true path, and nobody else is going to be holding the reins. We are not walking with a lead rope. We are not going to be steered in any other direction than what our heart desires. Because, goddammit, Aries, we deserve happiness. And that's what we're going to get. Another pretty large section of the reading was work, career, and finance. My guess would be a pretty good tactic to ignoring what needs to be done, what needs to be let go of. We've just thrown ourselves into work. And that's why this is coming out so strongly. And so with the work, career, and finance, we ended up with a 7-card spread. And for the 7-card spread, there is a pretty good storyline, really. So for the 7-card spread, for work, career, and finance, each card is going to depict a different area or element of your career. Card number 1, present career path, Knight of Wands. That guy looks like a fucking rock star, doesn't he? I mean, not only is he on this beautiful horse, but that fucking horse has wings. Then he gets to carry fire with him, and it's rearing up and he ain't falling off. Nope. Thighs of steel. He's hanging on. He's gonna ride the ride. So things are probably going good. You're confident, but you could maybe use a little bit of a getaway. Have some fun. So if your employer asks you this month to do a little bit of traveling for work, make it happen, Aries. Make it happen. It's a perfect excuse. You guys kind of suck at taking time for yourself, but if you have to go for work, well, just so happens the bar's right down the road, or the whatever facility you enjoy spending time at is just down the road, and you're gone for work anyhow. You have no other responsibilities. Go have some fun. In the event that you just applied for a new position, congratulations. Does that guy look like he goes into an interview and doesn't get the job? Nope, Aries. He gets the job. So, congratulations on that. Card number 2. How does this career line up with your passion? The Moon. So while you might be feeling like you're on your A game, or you just received an offer on this new job, things are probably clear as mud. You're probably confused. Is this chapter done? Is this my shadow self? Is this, like what should be left in the past? Is there still some light to be shed on this? Ask the questions. Be patient. Trust your gut. Doesn't necessarily mean trust your Aries fire rushing in thoughts that you have. No, trust your gut. Like your gut that says shut your mouth or speak up. That gut. Card number 3. Likely outcome of your current career path. 10 of Wands. 10 of Wands. So there are times when the unthinkable occurs, and this perhaps might be that one of those times. Perhaps you've been very successful at what you're currently doing, and it's probably brought on a heavy workload or a long list of clients. Maybe it's brought on an exhausting workload of demands and responsibilities, and you would greatly benefit from scaling back a bit. As an Aries, once that fire is lit, we go. And maybe it's time that you give yourself a much deserved breather. Learn to say no, or ask for some help with your current obligations. If someone asks you to help them out on a task, sure, as long as you help me out on one of mine. If you are asked to head up a new project at work, absolutely, sure. As long as someone else is going to take one of my other projects off from my plate. We can only do so much before we start to realize that this balancing act of work and family is in serious need of recalibration. It is one of the most difficult things for Aries to do. We always want to help. We always want to pick up the extra slack, but that's at the sacrifice or the cost of time with our family or time for ourselves. And that's obviously not healthy. So moving on to card 4 is our false paths that lead you away from your passion. Knight of Swords. So while you may be busy and successful, that success may be very hard to walk away from when it comes to stepping away from that in order to walk towards your dreams and your true passion and your soul's purpose. The funny thing is, though, Aries, we know that we can be good at a lot of things. If your passion is to be a veterinarian, you know damn well you could still be a bomb bank teller, because we take pride in our work and we make sure that we're going to do a good job because that's what we signed up to do. So even though you may find that you have success in your current career, you may have to walk away from it if it is not your passion or your soul's purpose. Moving into the 5th card. The 5th card discusses what you waste your energy on. You have the 2 of Swords. What kind of balance is there in your current relationships? The depths of the commitment in your love relationships, your dedication to your work relationships, your attention to your relationship with your friends. Is there a healthy give and take? When this card falls in your work sector, we need to ensure that we've done our homework, that we're not waiting on others to decide our future. You don't always have to wait until the Tower moment comes to make a change. So how can you find your passion? That's card 6. We have the 7 of Cups, and it's reversed, which is absolutely amazing, Aries, because it is solidifying the fact that you're beginning to make choices to move forward. You just have to continue to believe in yourself and trust your intuition, because you have to start somewhere, Aries. We all do. We have to start somewhere. You know, there's 1,000 different ways of saying you're never going to get anywhere if you stay standing in the same place. That goes with your thoughts and your actions. Both have to be in agreement to move forward, even if they have to be persuaded a little bit. Kick your own self in the ass if you need to, but let's get going forward. And the last card, how to move toward your passion. How do we move towards our passion? Card 7, the Hermit reversed. Hell yeah. Life is about vulnerability. Just realize and acknowledge the issues. See where you are contributing to the issues. There's no need to be hesitant or fearful. Just ask the questions and get to the bottom of it. Ask yourself those really hard questions that you've been avoiding. Be honest with yourself. Are you just going to work every day? Or are you living out your soul's purpose? Huge stuff going on in our work sector, guys. Huge. Love it. There's so much potential. And it is scary. Change is always scary because it's the fear of the unknown. But think about that excitement. Think about the pride. Think about the accomplishment of your own business taking off, or you getting that acceptance letter into school, or you getting that job offer that lines up perfectly with your soul's purpose. Do you feel how good that feels? It feels so much better. It is so much stronger than that feeling of fear, hesitation, vulnerability. We don't even have to acknowledge that we're being vulnerable if that's going to freak you out. Just slide right on past it. It's uncomfortable. So is a colonoscopy. But at some point in your life, you're supposed to get those too. And they get pretty pissy when you don't. So let's get going. We have some seriously fulfilling accomplishments in our future. Yay. All right, you guys give me just a second. I'm going to get the other cards out and I will be right back. All right, Aries, I'm back. So we have a 5-card spread from our spirit guides. The first card is going to be a message from your higher self. And you guys have Dream Traveler. Trust your intuition. That's what this card is all about. Trusting your intuition and knowing that you are on the right path. Even when it is questionable. And lately, it may have been very questionable. It might still be very questionable today. But you have to trust yourself. You're a dreamer. You're a blessing. Don't get distracted along your journey or your travels and end up veering off. And then you end up on one of those low maintenance roads with ruts that are a foot deep and you bottom out. Keep your eye on the prize. And the prize is your happiness because goddammit, Aries, we deserve it. And I'm going to keep telling you that. The second card is a message from Grandfather Sky. And he's throwing Tribal Spirit Dancer at you. Again, another card that symbolizes the need to let go. Dance to the beat of your own heart's desire. Say yes to life. Sometimes life is messy. It's chaotic. That's okay. Transformations aren't required to be clean cut. You're on the path to growing and expanding and finding comfort and confidence within your extraordinary self. In order to live that life of happiness and be free from those self-imposed limitations, you need to acknowledge the feelings that you are experiencing as you move towards emotional stability, emotional balance. This is your time now. Follow your dreams, love yourself, and live your life at a soul level. The third card is going to be a message from Grandmother Earth. And she casually slid the native spirits in your direction. It's all about living wildly, magically, and with this carefree abandon. Abundance of happiness is on its way. And beneath the surface of what anyone can see, there are mystical, spiritual, divinely guided interventions occurring in your life. It's like the universe and your guides are working together and planning the most epic surprise party. But if they can't get your ass off the couch and out of your sweatpants or out of the office and leave work before 10 p.m., they aren't going to get you to that venue. And you're not going to get that well-deserved surprise party. And everybody else is going to eat your cake, Aries. Fuck that. You deserve the surprise party. You deserve the happiness. And your ancestors have tossed Song of the Wild on the table. They say step out of your comfort zone. Answer the call of the wild. Take steps on your journey without allowing your self-imposed boundaries and limitations to distract you, to make you hesitate. Because your passionate desire to live a life of love and freedom is more than enough to overlook those hesitations, the anxiety, the uncertainty, the fear of being vulnerable. It's kind of like they say, Mr. or Mrs. Right isn't going to just come up and knock on your door. Get out there. Be you. Keep walking farther and farther and farther in the opposite direction of that lackluster life of stagnance that you've become accustomed to. It's a thing of the past. And what are we doing with the things of the past? We're letting them go. Why, Aries? Because goddammit, we deserve to be happy. Card number 5. Message from your future self. Sweat Lodge. Now you might be surprised to know, Aries, that this card is all about clearing out the clutter. Whether it's negative or it's just simply something that's suffocating you. Clear it out. You need to go within. Acknowledge what it is. And then send that bitch packing. because there's new tenants, new love, new adventures, new experiences, new abundance and success, and a shitload of happiness, all on their way. And you need to make room for them. If you have absolutely no intentions of catching a train, and yet you are standing in the center of Grand Central Station, you won't hear or even notice jack, because there's all these distractions around you. And because you have no intentions of even catching a train, all of those distractions serve no purpose. All they're doing is drowning out these messages that you need to hear from your guides. So get out into nature and unclutter your mindset. Run yourself through the sweat lodge. Smudge your life so that you can hear these messages and notice the signs. Don't let this life pass you by, Aries. You have waited too goddamn long to be happy, to be successful, to feel secure, to have pride. You have waited way too long. Lastly, we have our love and romantic relationships. Intuition, 7 deadly sins, competition, and memories. Intuition. Your divine intelligence, your intuition, is not something to be left unused or ignored. With now being a time to live your life as your highest self, it's imperative that you work with your intuition in order to grow your abilities and be able to trust yourself. Trust yourself enough to make the decisions in life that are important or monumental. Embrace your beauty. Embrace your magic. Embrace you living your life. 7 deadly sins is all about good old human nature involves sins. There's greed, there's ego, there's manipulation. Those are just some of the roots that hold the tree of destructive behaviors steady and keep it grounded and secure. Being physically or emotionally unavailable, overindulging to the point that you waste, the pursuit of material possessions and power, so much so that it becomes excessive and drowns out the importance of those that really matter. Anger. Hello, Aries. That uncontrollable, unnecessary fit of rage or anger that builds up and you feel like you're going to explode. That fire. How about jealousy? Discontentment in others' success or their good fortune. When you look at that happy couple and say, I wish. Or, oh, look at them. Or somebody gets that promotion and you instantly say, oh, I'm sure they did X, Y, and Z to get that. Simply a mirrored reflection of your insecurities. That's all that is. And that is a very good place to start when it comes to healing. There's this fine line of how much self-love. The ability to even love yourself is a challenge in itself. But then there's the flip side of the coin where too much self-love at an extreme level and worshiping yourself or being arrogant or expecting others to worship you. Those are all part of the 7 deadly sins. Who are you surrounding yourself with? Who are the people that you put yourself in relationships with? Is there a healthy balance between all of these? Because if not, you need to ask yourself why you're attracting these people. Use your intuition. Then we come into competition. Go after what you want. Even though you know that there is going to be challenges, there's going to be competition along the way. There's always going to be challenges and competitions along any journey, no matter if it is your life's journey, your career path, no matter what. But rather than seeing that as a negative or seeing that as a reason to divert from it, trust in yourself. Know that you have what it takes. We aren't to look to others and wish that we had what they had. We aren't to look to others and wonder what they have that we don't have. Because we are all our own people. Everybody is a different yin and yang. It's all about who's meant to be there and who's not. So stand your ground. Stand firmly, unwavering in the knowledge, in that knowing that you have the ability and that you are worth it. Your worth is not up for negotiation. Be determined and courageous. Be persistent and unwilling to quit on yourself because you want so badly to give up, to call it quits, to back down. Do not give up on yourself and do not second guess what you are worth and what you have to offer. Because when that right person crosses paths with you on your highest vibrational frequency, all of that will be validated in a matter of a heartbeat. And you will know why nothing else ever lined up quite right. And lastly, we have memories. Memories are good, memories can be bad. Our perception of memories can also change. Everyone has a time that they are meant to go home and return to their heavenly life. In the same regard, there are also very specific time frames that people are meant to be in our life. They're meant to teach us very specific lessons while they're in our lives. Once that lesson has been taught and learned, that person is no longer serving you. That relationship is no longer serving you. That circumstance no longer serves you. You can't make something that's meant to be disposable or only good for a certain amount of time last longer than it was intended to, or remain as effective or beneficial. It's like disposable contacts. Sure, you can wear them for a couple of years, but they're going to get foggy. They're going to start to burn when you wear them. They're not going to be as effective and they're going to cause pain. The same goes for people, places, and things in your life. If you are trying to extend their intended amount of time to be with you, it's not going to work, Aries. Stop trying to convince yourself that you can make something work. All right, Aries, that's your reading. The only other thing I have for you is a quick bit of astrology. Mars, our ruling planet, retrograde in Aquarius. We have a new moon and a partial solar eclipse on the 13th. It's in Cancer. It's our 4th house. Home life. What's working? What's not? Same day, Venus moves into Virgo. It's our 6th house. Need to start taking care of us. Turn all of that love and effort our own direction. Jupiter goes direct on the 10th. It's going to have a little bit to do with needing to pay up on our debts, get our finances in order. And then we have that full moon in Aquarius. It's our 11th house. It's a total lunar eclipse. Emotions, big emotions, expansion. It is going to be intense. This is our time, Aries. It's kind of like go big or go home. And we've went home plenty of fucking times. It's time to go big. And then on the 27th, we have Mercury in retrograde. It's going to be in Leo. It's our 5th house. It's our house of creativity. We have all of these planets that are retrograde. We have Saturn and Neptune, Mars, Mercury. You can count Chiron. There's one other one. There's a reason why we are meant to sit here and figure out how the fuck we got here, where we came from, get that all squared away so we can launch ourselves into this future of happiness. We deserve to be happy. You deserve to be happy. And you are not going to feel bad when you are strolling down your path, knowing where you came from and where you're going and being comfortable with both. I hope you guys have a fabulous July. I will see you again in August.